Hi, Patricia. My name is Matt Gress, and coming to you today from Hartsville, Tennessee, a little town outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I just wanted to respond to your post this week. I found some of your statements interesting and just wanted to dive into that. So let's go. First of all, I like how you start off with just a foundational statement that says, Egan and Reese said the basic working knowledge and skills that people need is often overlooked or taken for granted. As a result, many people think they have it, but do not. And it is important to have a solid, basic communication skills framework to build from. I think at the heart of all counseling is communication and relationship, and they kind of go hand in hand. And it's so important that we build that foundation before we even start thinking about, more complex things. And Ivy et al. Touches on that, in intentional interviewing and counseling from 2018. When they say, we often, it's page 5, we often face complex issues with no clear positive ending. If we can develop a relationship and listen to the story carefully, clear goals develop and solutions usually follow. And then later on page 14, they say, all counseling theory is usually the micro skills, the communication and attending behaviors and all those things. It says, but in varying patterns with differing goals. Mastery of the skills will facilitate your ability to work with many theoretical alternatives. So right there at the base of all things is kind of getting a hold of developing a mastery of this, just the small skills, the basic skills that, from which we build all of the work that we do before we can even think about going on to sort of complex theories or therapies that are more intense and more developed. And I like how you say in here that a stable house can't be built without ensuring that the foundation is good. And so I think that's very insightful. Later on, you say skills such as attending and empathy are very necessary foundational skills. That's backed up by Collins in his book, Christian Counseling from 2007. On page 68, he just talks about the skills in counseling, and he lists them as attending skills, listening skills, responding skills, supporting and encouraging and interpreting, questioning skills. He goes on with all the different basics, but really at the heart of it, again, he starts with the attending skills and the listening skills. I think if we start there, we have what you talk about as a house with a strong foundation. So I would just leave you with the questions of when you're doing those basic building blocks in a counseling session or in a helping session, what do you feel is most important to get at first? I mean, is it giving them the space, or is it you just giving them time to tell their story and you listen? Do you think it's more important to ask some guiding questions? So what do you feel in terms of communication? What's the most important as you begin working with a client? Patricia, thank you for your post. I appreciate your thoughts. I'll be in touch later on, hopefully in another class.